Alrighty, chaps. So today I'm going to talk about something that hasn't gotten much attention, that has kind of flown under the radar, and that's maybe because Springtrap just recently came out, so everybody's still having fun with him. It's been like maybe like 2.5 weeks. Yeah, this has not gotten much attention, and I feel like this could become detrimental in the future if the devs don't play it right. And that is the compromised perk type. Springtrap is the second character to release a compromised perk type. The last time there was a compromised perk type, it was Singularity, and that was almost 2 years ago. In case you don't know what these two perks do, I'm going to go ahead and explain them right now. Machine learning, like I mentioned before, has the compromised effect. So when you compromise a gen, alrighty, editing Thunderbird here, I forgot to mention that the only way for a gen to become compromised is by you kicking it. That is the only way for a gen to become compromised. That's all I wanted to say. I did not mention it well in the first voiceover, so I'm just going to go ahead and say here really quickly. Alright, back to the video. It becomes compromised. And when that gen gets made, or when it gets done by the survivors, you get an effect that is beneficial to you. In this case, machine learning, you get 8% faster and you're undetectable. So you have no tear radius for a whole minute. That's pretty strong on by itself. Now let's go ahead and talk about Help Wanted. Help Wanted, once again, the same compromised effects with the gen. So once that gen gets done, your successful basic attack cooldowns are 25% faster for a minute as well. And I was thinking to myself, can these be paired up? I feel like these would be pretty strong if you pair them up. Turns out they can. Well, these compromised perk types have to be strong, and they are. Help Wanted and Machine Learning are strong, but it also makes sense why they have to be strong, because a killer is giving up a gen, for the most part, in order for them to get this effect that might help them in the long run. The fact that they can be comboed is what I think is more dangerous, because being comboed, that's when it's like, yikes. With a lot of killers, Help Wanted and Machine Learning, you can end games like nothing. One thing I will say that is maybe somewhat beneficial is that like M2 killers don't really benefit too much. I mean, they benefit from Machine Learning, but it's not too much. But they don't benefit from Help Wanted, so maybe that's kind of good. But nevertheless, it still feels like this could become very problematic once they add another perk, because it seems like right now what they're basing themselves off is, okay, you give up a gen and we basically make you way stronger than you are right now. Like with Help Wanted, your cooldowns are 25% faster and you're 8% faster and you're undetectable. So most likely, so this is just me guessing, but I feel like the next compromised gen perk is most likely going to be something with either breaking pallets or vaulting, if not both. Let's go ahead. This hypothetical perk gets released in 6 months. Let's say for the November chapter, when a killer comes out, I think. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. But just whenever, 6 months. So now these cannot be comboed together. So you compromise a gen, it gets popped. So now for that whole ass minute, you are a killing machine. You can literally move 8% faster, you're undetectable, you break pallets 25% faster, or vault, or both, and your successful basic cooldowns are 25% faster. This means that you give the survivors absolutely no chance at catching up at all, and you basically will be able to end games pretty fast. And like I'm telling you right now, with Help Wanted and Machine Learning, you can already end games pretty fast. You let the survivors do that compromised gen, you become a powerhouse. And what I fear is that I don't want these perks to become weak, because I fear that they're gonna become like the boons. In case you don't know what the boons are, it's the boon type perk for the survivors. So they can go ahead and go to totems and boon them, and within a certain radius, the survivors have these beneficial effects for them. And one that basically killed this entire perk type was Circle of Healing. And Circle of Healing, when you were in that radius, you could heal for like, I don't even know how fast it was. I think it was like 200 speed or something, 200% speed at the very beginning, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. All I know is that it was so bad that if you paired it up with other perks, you could literally heal in the killer's face and he couldn't do anything about it. I'm not joking. It was that bad. For those that know, it was literal hell. It was literal hell during that time. But this traumatized the devs so much that they literally did not want to mess with boons and ever again. not ever again, but they have not released a boon that is that strong or even remotely strong since that one. Exponential is weak as hell. The one that came out with Yoichi sucks as well. I know they buffed it, but it still sucks. And the Alan Wake one. Oh, don't even get me started on the Alan Wake one. The Alan Wake one is so booty. Like, that is only for beginners. And the thing what sucks is that beginners won't ever access Alan Wake unless they know him. Because it's like, oh, get Alan Wake. And it's like, why would I get Alan Wake? Oh, because he has a beginner perk. But like, once you get out of that beginner phase, it's useless. It's completely useless. That's what I fear can become with this compromised gen perks. Obviously much slower because Circle of Healing, it happened almost like right away. Like almost everybody realized like, wow, this is strong. This can also become very strong with time. I think right now we are teetering on this perk type becoming kind of OP. Not yet, not yet, but maybe I'm just rambling. Maybe I'm just being dumb. But I think that if they release another perk just like this that has to be strong because you're giving up a gem, it's gonna break the game. It's gonna, well, in a way, not to the extent of Circle of Healing breaking game, but we could say maybe made for this levels of breaking the game, or maybe eruption levels of breaking the game. It's not gonna get to that point, but it is gonna get to like the point where like a lot of survivors are gonna be like, oh my god, here we go again, running the three perks, the compromised gen perks. And yeah, I think that this is something that the devs need to definitely watch out for. I could offer some solutions. I mean, I'm not just gonna talk about this and not offer some kind of solutions, but maybe they're not the best and they kind of will suck. Maybe make it where you can only stick to one compromise gen perk at a time, so you can only have help wanted or you can only have machine learning. Because I know that would detriment a lot of people, because I think a lot of people are starting to catch onto this, to the help wanted and machine learning. Like this is becoming pretty fun. Even I'm liking it up to a certain degree. You end games, you become so strong, and especially in end game. So like, let's say you somehow manage to get to end game, you get a guaranteed machine learning help wanted because all gens pop. All three gens that were remaining, and they only have to do one, right? They all finish. So as long as you kicked one gen, it becomes compromised. Boom, it gets done. That means that for endgame, you are a powerhouse. So this could be paired up in so many ways that it could become detrimental to the game. You might be saying, well, Thunderbird, like, there hasn't been another perk type like this in 2 years, right? That's true. There hasn't been another one for 2 years. Machine learning dropped like what, when Singularity came out? That's like, shit, I don't know, like 2021, 2022 or some shit like that. Now it's like, or no, 2023, my bad. Singularity dropped out like 2023, and now Springtrap is like barely coming out. It's been like 2 years. There probably won't be another one for another 2 years. That still doesn't matter. That still means that in the next 2 years, we're gonna have a problematic situation. It's like saying like, oh, there's gonna be a hurricane in the next 2 years. Okay, whatever. Like a detrimental hurricane that's gonna blow out your entire house. Whatever. It's okay. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen anytime soon. Like, no, that still means that detrimental hurricane is still going to wreck your house in the next 2 years. So I still think this is something that they need to address, and maybe make it where shit. And there's another proposal that I can make, but I don't know how this one would be. This is also maybe making it strong in its own, in a different way, but maybe make it where every gen type or every perk has their own compromised gen. So that means, let's say you kick one gen, you get the machine learning compromised effect from that one, and only that one. And then you go kick another one, it's gonna have the compromised effect of help wanted. So, and I know that's basically breaking what they have right now, which is only one at a time, but that makes it where, okay, they pop this gen, you only get machine learning, and maybe by the time your machine learning is done, they barely finish the one that help wanted got done. So then you barely getting the effects of help wanted. So that's why they're not all comboed up together and you just become a powerhouse. That is one way I can see it being maybe fixed. And obviously, don't tell the killer which one you're gonna get. So you kick the gen, you see that it becomes yellow, it becomes compromised, but you don't know if it's machine learning or if it's help wanted. I think keeping that ambiguity will help it, because once you make it where like, okay, I know this was machine learning, okay, then that means that the next one's gonna be help wanted, and then the next one is gonna be this other one, and it's gonna get somewhat worse. But I think maybe keeping that ambiguity in this case might be able to help. But yeah, I think those are my two solutions to potentially fix this problem, which is not even a problem yet, but it might become a problem in the future. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you chaps think? Do you guys think that I'm over exaggerating, that I'm just a lunatic at this point, that like, oh, compromised gen perks are never gonna become something problematic? What do you guys think? But I personally do think this will become problematic in the future. But anyways, guys, or chaps, I'll see you in the next one.